Hi there, it's Gabrielle Nicolay from SpeechKids, where we teach little kids to talk and help parents understand their little kids. And we're going to talk about anticipation today because anticipation has a good side and a darker side, and so I'm going to tell you about both. But anticipation is a strategy that we use a lot in speech therapy, and here's why. It alerts our nervous system, and it creates this opportunity to really pay attention, really be engaged, really be sharing a moment with another person. And if we think about what we're all doing here on this planet, it is to be in relationship with other people. And that's particularly when I have kiddos who are in speech and language therapy, really what we want them to do, we want them to talk, but we want them to talk to people, right? We want them to talk and communicate a message to another person. And so one of the ways we do that, and I'm modeling it for you here, meaning I'm showing it to you, is to build that anticipation. So if you think about a baby who is 6 to 12 months old, 18 months old sometimes, and you do the trot, trot to Boston, trot, trot to Lynn, you better be careful, right? You do this rhyme, and then the baby falls down. Think about what would happen if there was no such thing as anticipation, and the baby had no idea what was going to happen, and didn't know what to expect. The fact that they're anticipating what's going to happen, now obviously the first time you're softballing this because they don't know what's going to happen the first time, and so you're signaling to them what's going to happen, but every time after that there's this sense of anticipation, of delight, of connection, right? They're looking at you, you're looking at them. And that feeling, again, and I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it, that feeling is that's like the whole thing right there, okay? In that like delightful, delicious moment of anticipation. Now, that's super nice and easy for most kids when they're very young. Here's what happens when they get a little older. So I'm thinking 3 till about, adulthood. Because who among us has not anticipated receiving a gift of some kind, or flowers from your honey, or any number of things, and not received it, right? So that feeling of anticipation then can lead to disappointment. And so that's why I say anticipation has a dark side. Mostly with kiddos, if we're the adult and we're in front of a child, or with a child, we can manage that a little bit by doing this, which is, first I'm going to tell you what not to do, and then I'm going to sort of change it. So for example, when we talk to kids about going to Disney World, we tell them like 6 months in advance, we tell them all the good things that are going to happen when we go to Disney World. And so your child starts to have this image of what it's going to be like in Disney World. I'm going to get to play all day. I'm going to get to ride a bunch of rides. Everybody's going to be with me all the time. They're creating a scenario, but they're creating a scenario that's based on partial information, right? You have all the information, but you've shared a small part of it. I'm not saying you should share all of the information, but here's what I am saying. What happens, the breakdown happens when your child hasn't realized, because they're too young, they're going to have to stand in line a lot. They're going to feel tired. There's going to be a lot of people there. It's happening in a long time. They've got a lot of time to wait. And so what I am saying is that we as parents have to be a little bit careful. It's worth being a little bit careful to build anticipation without setting the stage for disappointment. And the way we do that is by understanding where our child is at developmentally. There are those developmental milestones again. And managing what information we're giving them based on their ability to handle it. And so that might be, let's take the Disney World example because it's a big obvious one. That might be that you don't tell your 3-year-old that you're going until the week before. And I'm pausing as I say that because of course, if your whole family is going to Disney World and everybody's talking about it, your 3-year-old's going to know about it. And so if the cat is out of the bag, then there are some things that you can do to minimize sort of that feeling of anticipation leading into disappointment, which are to describe in factual terms what's going to happen, right? That there will be long lines, that sometimes they are going to be in a stroller taking a nap, or sometimes they are going to stay at the hotel with, again, the specifics don't matter, but trying as much as possible to paint the scenario as your child might perceive it can really work to help the nice part of anticipation and minimize the dark side. And so, and then we get into that juicy, like, oh, mommy, daddy, I can't wait to go on this trip. And again, that's a super positive, relational, connected piece of anticipation. I'd love to hear from you. How did this go at your house? Have you taken a trip to Disney World? How did it go? I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, take care. Bye-bye.